I know these guys. I know what they're about. I know they're leaders. Somebody in here tell me what a leader is. Hey, what's a leader? What's a characteristic of a leader? What does a leader do? He directs. What's another characteristic of a leader? Somebody tell me.
Lead.
He leads. How does he lead? What does a leader do? He does the right thing in the midst of what? In the midst of a problem, in the midst of controversy. He does the right thing. Let me tell you what a leader does. You guys have heard pretty much the whole year, James 1:22. What does it say? Does it say be a hearer only? What does it say? It says to be a doer, not a hearer only. Now here's the problem with a person as a Christian that's not a leader. Here's the problem. A person that's a Christian that's just floating around in life, they're a good guy, they got good morals, they got good values, but here's the problem, is that when they get in the midst of a crossroads in their life, and they have to make a decision, and they don't step up and lead, and they do what the other person does in the midst of that controversy and that issue and that problem and that temptation they have, they become what? A hearer only, right? And you guys get yourself in positions at school. Let's don't kid anybody. Let's just be transparent. That's one of the great things in the jail ministry that I talk to these guys about in the prison ministry. These guys are at the lowest of the low. There are some rough guys in the jail ministry. But here's one of the things I tell them. I sit across from the table from them and I tell them it's very important to be transparent. What's that mean to be transparent? Somebody tell me. That means that you can see through. Transparent means to see through. It's like looking at a glass, at a piece of glass, Nathan. I can see the other side of the glass. Well, see, that's what God does with our heart. God can see through that. And we as Christians can see through that. Did you know that? I know what you're about when you're in a situation and I'm sitting beside you and I hear you talking nasty and I hear you talking about a girl, or I hear you running somebody else down. I hear you running a teacher down. I hear you running a girl down, a classmate down, the principal down. I hear that. Do you know why? I'm sitting beside you. You can know the Bible all you want, guys. You guys go to Christian school like I did. You can know the Bible. You get to go to Bible class every day. You get, what, 45 minutes of Bible every day? Most of you go to church in here. Most of you are good guys. But the problem is that most of you guys are not leaders. You're hearers only. It means that you understand that we don't need to talk nasty, right? You understand we don't need to be running people down. You understand that we don't need to be involved in drinking outside of school, in school. We don't need to be breaking the rules and busting the rules, and we don't need to be involved in drug activity. We don't need to know about it and not do nothing about it. We don't need to be going to class every day and having a terrible attitude. We don't need to have that kind of attitude because the Bible says what? It says that we need to be doers. Now here's what a leader is. A leader is a guy that in the midst of any kind of turmoil and sin in his life, we know that he's a doer because he stands against what is wrong. Eeks, did you know that? It means that when you're out and about and you're away from this school, who do you represent, JT? You represent God. Because God is in our presence every single where we go. I told these guys in jail, whether you know it or not, God is in your presence when you're committing that crime. He knows about it. He already knows you. Trey, he knows you. Kimbo, he knows you better than anybody. He knows the thoughts that are here. Brett, he knows what's right here in his heart. Now, I want to call you guys up here because I know y'all. Y'all are leaders. Are you guys doers of the Word? Every one of y'all. JT, are you a doer? You're a senior. Do you know what this school calls you to do? Huh? It calls you to lead. How many of you guys are sitting out here know JT? Raise your hand. All right. Do you expect him to lead you? Absolutely. How many of you guys know Brother Travis back here? Stand up, Travis. Do you expect him to lead you? How important is it that he be a doer of the Word? Because you know why? You're going to be a doer if he's a doer. How many of you know Brother Daniel up here? Stand up, Brother Daniel. This is the ultimate, this is the head guy. This is the captain of the ship. What if you heard, now listen guys, you keep standing. What if you guys saw him, you see him every day, you know he reads his Bible, you know he's in the gospel, you know he's a Christian, right? But what if you saw him outside of school and you saw him talking nasty? You heard him, but he didn't see you. What would you guys think? What would you think? You'd think, man, this guy's a hypocrite, wouldn't you? He's not a doer of the word, he's a hearer. He's not who he's supposed to be. But is that what he's about? Absolutely not. He's about God's business. Brother Black, stand up. What if you saw Brother Black in a situation? You leaders up here. What if you saw him up here? And you saw him handle something in a way that wasn't godly? What would you guys think, you leaders? What would you think, Mr. Mills? Would you be disappointed? Why? He's supposed to be a leader. Thank you. Now, you guys up here, these guys see you as leaders. They see you as leaders. You younger guys, you are leaders to the guys that are in your class. They see you in situations. They hear you. They're watching you. My little girl, she watches all the other girls that are in her class, her classmates that are your age. On the bus, she's listening to you. She may see you as a hearer, but does she see you as a doer? And here's the thing. This is what we got to be aware of. Where my vest go? Eats, come here. I'm holding 40 pounds right now. This is a 40-pound weight vest. This is what I train in when I run ultra marathons. Get over here. Come on. Follow me. Put this on. Put your arms up. Let me explain to you what some of you guys are doing right now. That's 40 pounds right there. Now, Eats is probably faster than me. If we ran a 40, he would probably be faster than me. But if we put him in the mountain and we're going to run 32 miles, who's going to win? I'm going to smoke him. Because I've got endurance built. He's got speed, but I've got endurance. I can go the long haul. He can't. But now this is the problem. Stand right over here where I can see you. When I trained, I started out training in a 40-pound weight vest. And that's what I thought I should do. Pack on a bunch of weight, and then when I run the race, I'll be lighter. But what happened was I began to have low back problems. I began to have hip problems and knee problems. Because the statistics show that you don't put a bunch of weight on yourself and try to run in an environment that's not conducive to what your body can handle. You see, our mind, our heart, it can't handle sin. It can't handle that. And this illustrates sin. When I trained, I totally quit training. My back quit hurting, my legs quit hurting, my feet did, my hips did, because I was doing it the wrong way. Now, if you try to run in your spiritual walk with God, and you are a hearer of the Word, but you've got all this weight on you, you got some nasty talking right here, and you got some running your classmates down, and you got a little making fun of people, and you got a little sexual immorality, some terrible thoughts in your mind, some lustful thoughts about the girl that you're with, or other women, some of you seniors and juniors, and you got a little drinking here, and you got a little hanging out with a wrong crowd here outside of school, and you got maybe a little teetering around with marijuana here and there. And over here, you got a little disrespecting of your parents. And over here, you got a little bit of I don't care attitude. And on the football field, I'm not going to give 110% because I don't have to. And back here in the back, I just got a bunch of stinking thinking back here. My mind, my heart ain't right. Maybe it is I need to obey the gospel, but yet I don't want to. I don't care attitude. Now you load yourself down with all this, and are you a doer of the gospel? Can you be a doer of the word and have all this sin, this weight on you? Can you do that, Christian? You can't do that, can you? But here's the big deal with that. This is the problem with that. Is that at every single decision that we make in our life, we are either leading somebody to the cross or away from the cross. Did you know that, Jimbo? I'm either walking to the cross or away from the cross. Is that true? Can I just be stagnant and stand here? I'm either going to the cross or away from the cross. I'm either striving for heaven as a gift of God, or I'm going the other way. Here's the deal with that, Alan. I'm carrying somebody with me whether I know it or not. Somebody's going with me whether I know it or not. Every single decision that I make in the midst of controversy, I'm either a doer or a follower. One of the two. There is no other way.